mind. There is no greater money maker than the feel we sell to you. We write it, we film it, you buy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Final segment of today's Kev Baker Show. But never fear, there's always another KBS near. And tomorrow, no Scotty Lopez. He is still trying to recover from his... He banged his head in the camper van. In the van, yeah. And he got a little concussed. So he's going to be taking the rest of the week off.
Uh-oh.
But tomorrow, it's okay because I have got... Mary Decina is coming on. Yes, indeed. So we'll be getting into all things astrological,
Nice.
metaphysical, psychic readings, tarot cards. That'll be everything tomorrow, and I love it when Mary comes on, or as I like to call her, Scary Mary. And I call her Scary Mary because usually she hits the nail on the head, and it's the callers, it's their response. I've never heard. And I've never heard people quite so aghast at the information because it obviously really, really is relevant to them. You can hear it in their voice. They'll come on, they're kind of nervous. And by the time Mary delivers the message, whether it's a card, a kind of just a feeling she gets, or if there's a question to answer, it's the responses that come back that really encourage me. That getting Mary on the show was a really, really good idea. And it came about all thanks to Anne, because Mary had got in touch via a Facebook group that I'm not even a part of anymore because I'm too hot to handle on Facebook, folks. Well, I used to be. They got rid of my old channel on there. So Mary had got in touch there, and normally I would have missed that. But Anne, she says, maybe you want to message this one back. And Jimmy, it's just, these kind of things, these kind of little feelings in the gut, people we bring onto the show. You being a part of the show, Scotty, Nacy, everyone that comes here. I don't know, dude, it just feels good. It feels right to be podcasting through the apocalypse, my friend. Through the apocalypse.
I agree with you. And you may even be adding to the apocalypse the revelation of the information, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I like that, dude. I like that. Now, Jimmy, talking of revelations and information, you have got your own show. You're on another network. Tell people all about that, when they can hear you, where they can find you.
It's 3:33 on the West Coast right now, and every night...
33.
Every night at 10:30 Pacific, immediately following Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero, we are on Aftermath.fm, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. There we are. There we be. And also, Into the Microcosm with Jimmy G and Strike Zone is where you can find us all the time. Whatever show we're doing is always there. And tonight, Slow News Day, Steve Coynan. We'll just do a lot of current events on Wednesdays. He comes down. Maybe he's got something going on. I'm not real sure. But thanks for allowing me to plug that, man. I really appreciate it. And the show's doing well. We had truckers on last night. It was Trucker Tuesday. We had about, about 5 or 6 truckers on the line calling in and talking about...
Are you like very... is it almost like a form of misogyny? The fact that you're so specific about the vehicular listeners that you want tuning into the show, or are you quite inclusive of all road users, Jimmy?
We're inclusive of all road users, but the reason we're so specific about truckers was because they are the backbone of the logistic movement of goods and services across the United States of America, and so
I also suspect it's a really good place for the odd serial killer to hang out as well.
It could be, but there's plenty of trucker comedy. There's stories all over the place. Truckers they got their face in the glass. If there's a UFO in the sky, believe me, a trucker is. Art Bell made Coast to Coast off the backs of the truckers, man, because those dudes. Think about it. On a 5-hour show, you're going 60 miles an hour.
Did they say late night caller, long long hauler.
Yeah, man. That's good. Now we had ourselves a convoy, man. Breaker 19. Come on back, good buddy.
Smokey and the Bandit was cool, dude.
That was a good movie. But, you know, anyways, the truckers, they really are the eyes and ears of the people, man. And they're 100% for America. They want to stay free. You know, think about it. They're the last independents, really. They're the last people left that are not. I mean, they're
But you
threatened.
offended them all, didn't you? Because you were talking about self-driven autonomous vehicles, dude.
Well, Epic did, because he brought it up, but we didn't realize it was a hot button issue with truckers, that they're really pissed about the self-driving cars and also the new self-driving trucks. I mean, there's literally trucks that don't have a place for a person to even sit in that they use over in Germany. Mercedes-Benz has a couple of them, are pretty cool. But these truckers were saying that they didn't think that a truck could drive by itself and react and be like a real trucker, because they were talking about how every day they have to be so safe, you know, that they almost lose their lives every single day by people cutting in front of them, jamming on their brakes. I asked the guy, I said, hey, man, how long does it take a semi to stop that's going 60 miles an hour? And he said it takes 120 feet to come to a complete stop. These guys literally kept this one dude. He'd been on the road for 22,500,000 miles. The other guy had 3 million miles. There was a woman. And I mean, it just really, it was exciting.
You ever watched that Ice Road Truckers, dude?
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. And what about the one where they go over to India, where they go over with it jiggering and jaggering on the mountain paths? Dude.
Man. Forget it. There's no way I'd do that. A long time ago when I thought about being a truck driver.
Dude? Who's your favorite
Truck driver?
Oh, it's got to be Lisa, right?
Oh, I can't remember any of the characters. I didn't watch it that heavily.
I'm hoping it was Lisa, because the rest of them were men. So good bet Lisa was my favorite.
Yeah, I didn't know any of the characters. I used to just watch it for thrills. I mean, I didn't
give myself away now. I don't know any of them either, dude. I'm just making that up, you know.
But listen, a long time ago, I thought about driving a truck. So what did I do? I went to YouTube and started watching a bunch of videos that truckers made. And so after watching these videos, decided, I don't want to be a truck driver. And one of the reasons why was because of this guy who told the story. And he said, okay, so it's snowing, it's freezing cold, it's below zero, it's snowing everywhere. He's got his GPS, he's got a load. This GPS tells him to go down this one road, which he goes down. But once he gets down this road, he realizes there's a bridge that's too low and he can't get past the bridge. But the road is so narrow coming up to the bridge that now the guy can't turn his truck around. He's stuck because the GPS put him in a place that was wrong. The guy froze to death or whatever, because it was freezing cold out. So, he had to wait there until somebody came and got him. And if no one comes and gets you and and it's freezing cold outside, well, you don't last too long.
Yeah, so, that ice cold gets you, boy. That gets you, man.
It does. So I learned some stuff on those ice road trucker shows, like you could set your spare tire on fire in order to keep warm. You know what I mean?
Good show.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, but I mean, these are independent people, and like we were saying, they're the last.
I could do that job. I would like that job.
Yeah.
Yep, well, I can handle my own company for hours, podcasts on, and like you were saying during the break, it's like, that's Art Bell. That's where that's what made Art Bell, right? Yeah.
I mean, and like I was saying, the truckers got their eyes on the roads. They got their eyes. They meet people. They're talking to people. They're going to the loading dock,
Would you pick up crazy hitchhikers?
Yeah.
I would.
A lot of them are not allowed to have riders. But they do have something called team driving, where they have like 3 guys on the truck, and you keep jumping from seat to seat to seat. Each guy goes
like a shift kind of rotation. Yeah, I get you, man.
Well, so
I don't fancy that, because then you got 2 other dudes sitting and farting and getting sweaty in a cabin, and you're like, nah, man, no.
I brought it up last night. They all said it was no good. But here's the thing. So Epic found the hot button issue for truckers is these self-driving trucks. And what I was trying to tell the truckers was they were saying, well, a truck could never drive, an AI could never drive like a person. And I was saying, well, what if they got a bunch of you guys that drove 3 million miles to sit in a simulator, okay, and you're playing the game like you're driving a truck, and it's just like we trained the AI on the internet when we said, when it said pick the pictures with the motorcycle, we taught it that way. You guys are going to teach.
I've watched like a lot of hours of how they do the AI. There's various ways they do it. And it's like, well, people that are driving are teaching these things with all of the dash cam footage. Everything that they use as data sets for these things. It's insane, dude. It's insane. And I would argue, I would say they probably, and people won't like me saying this, but if you got the roads all autonomous,
that's what they're
arguably you could have a system where there's no crashes.
That's what they're going for. Yeah. They're going for that. But I mean, I told you guys a story about, back in what I think it was 2003. I was up at a company called, and you can Google this. It's called Hodges Transportation in Nevada. And what they do is they test vehicles for the government. So they test tires, they test cars, batteries, everything have to do with motor vehicles, ATVs, whatever it is. They're running vehicles 24 hours. So no problem. So out there in Hodges Transportation, you have to drive all the way out into the middle of the desert, off the road. It takes forever because it's one of those washboard type roads. You can't go more than 5 miles an hour. There's a big dust cloud. You have to go super slow. So even though it's not that far, it seems like a million miles. When you get out there, it's this giant facility with tracks and stuff everywhere. Well, why I'm telling you this is because back then in 2003, they were already running autonomous semis around an oval track at 70 miles an hour, 24 hours a day out there. That was in 2003, so it's 2021, right? So at this point, they're ready to drop with these trucks. And
big time, dude. Big time. Absolutely, man.
Belton Road Project, the thing.
Or its technical name, New Belt, New Road.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Talking of trucks, though, and me and my absolute obsession with Down Under, the Outback Truckers, that's another game altogether, Jimmy.
Oh, dude. Yes. That is crazy. Yeah,
Big time. Like, you're talking about if you get stuck out there, you're cooking. You know what I mean? You're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You're as in big trouble as the boys that are getting cold up in the Arctic Circle, right?
Mm-hmm. See, that's what's cool, though, man. It's almost like you're just like and back in the day when people would have a 70% chance of making it if they got on a boat and went somewhere, you never knew if you were actually going to arrive. If it wasn't a given that you were going to arrive. And it's the same thing with these truckers, man. Every day is like one of those adventures, dude. It's a matter of life and death, man. You leave in the morning and you come home at night and sit down in your chair. It's like you went on an adventure, man. You had to fight your way through the traffic. You had to avoid accidents. You had to stop off and talk to some merchants. It's almost like being a pirate almost. It's cool, man. The last of the independents, man. But, they're going to be essential for a little while longer, I think. And I think what Epic was bringing up, and this really didn't sit well with the truckers, was these floating drone stations from Amazon. And they'll have like these floating platforms that they'll go up to with a drop a delivery, and then these smaller drones will take off from the blimp-like platform and go make local deliveries. So we'll see. We'll see if the illustrious leader survives his 10 minutes in space when he blasts himself off in a phallic-looking rocket in a couple of weeks' time, man. Epic prediction.
Would you do that, Jimmy? Would you strap yourself to the back of a rocket and fire yourself into space for 10 minutes? No.
Negative. I would not. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bezos, if he just disappears up in the space rocket.
And he ends up opening the first shop on the island with Prince Philip, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and now we think maybe McAfee.
Yeah, McAfee will be handing him the welcome wreath and the cold drink when he gets off the plane. McAfee will be the new bellboy at the hotel. On Speculation Island. No, seriously, man.
No, not speculation. None of them. Listen, let me clear something up right now, folks. No, none of these people are on Speculation Island. You can see them with a magic telescope from Speculation Island. They're just over the horizon, not a fathom or two off the ice wall.
Well, they're vibrating at the same frequency as the veil. That's why you can't see them.
Oh, I hate when people do that. Absolutely hate when that happens.
Turn on the cloaking device.
Yeah, that's usually when there's been a bit of, and you know what, I have to. It's my guilty pleasure.
Genetically modified.
Genetic engineering.
That'll always make me laugh. Oh, Jimmy. So, who's coming up on your show next? Tell me. Who have we got to look forward to?
Well, Christopher Everard was supposed to be on there on Monday.
Wait, hang on a minute. There's been a sighting of the Everard?
He was scheduled to be on the show on the 21st. It was all arranged. I sent him an email. I sent it back. He said, listen, I want you to give me 10 questions in advance of the show, that we can maybe touch on. Just, throw me some things you're interested in. Let me know what you're thinking. So I said, how about this? How about instead of 10 questions, I ask you 9 questions?
Oh, wow. Whoa.
And I'll ask 3 questions at 3 different subject matters.
You know what you should have done? You should have said to them, how about we line you up with your other regular guest, Leo Zagami, a Zagami Everard production. Dude, that's like got potential to be not only listened in this world, but in many other timelines as well.
Well, let me say this. I'm actually Leo Zagami, the Leo Zagami show. I am his producer every Tuesday and Thursday.
I heard that he had to initiate you into his...
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google.
The exploding Irishman, a walking stick of dynamite with a very short fuse. Rub him the wrong way, and he'll go off in your face. Duck, you sucker. Together, they'll blow you apart.
All right, so we're struck out on the other channel because of last Friday's show. I don't even know what we said. They said it was something to do with the election. They said we spoke about the election. It was misinformation, and they took the show down, and they struck out the channel. So I came over here to check and try to go live, and so we can go live, but this channel is still struck out. So I don't know if I'll be able to keep continuing to go live, but we're going to try. So the plan is that I'm going to try to come back a little bit later in a few hours. And then the plan is tomorrow night. So we may come back tonight for a bit. I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. So we're real close to 1,000 subscribers on the other channel. So I would imagine that's probably why we got struck out. Because we only have 12 more people till we can start doing super chats and stuff over there. So I don't know. Anyhow, that's it. I just wanted to come in here and do a quick test. And so there she goes. All right, you guys. I will see you a little bit later on tonight, eh? All right.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.